Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. We have a magnificent Monday in the works for y'all today. I'm also going to call it a magical Monday because we got some magical, inspiring stories coming your way. I'm so excited for my guest today. We got Gee Senior in the building. He is the host of the Gee Ursula Show on KIRO Newsradio, and he is also the game day host for the Seahawks, y'all. So we're going to be talking all about his journey into that world. And later on in the show, my buddy DJ Topsin, aka Blendiana Jones, is back in the building, y'all. We're going to be talking about some of the work that he's been doing. He sounds like he's moving into an additional realm, and so I'm excited to talk to him about that and also some events he has coming up. But y'all know it is the top of the show right now. So what does that mean? Huh? It means it's time for you to participate with us. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with folks who you feel could benefit from a daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. If you can't watch our show, don't worry, because you can listen to our show anywhere you find your favorite podcast. Just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find me on whichever platform is your favorite, y'all. Well, I'm excited because up next, Gee Senior is in the building, y'all. He's going to be telling us all about his journey, doing some dope things throughout the city. What's up, Gee?
Hey, good day with Trae. Trae, first, let me just start off by this. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
You know, it means the world to be here. That's one. Two, you're an inspiration. I should have told you before. I'm going to tell you now. So, look, we all get to that age where we get ready to let's see, you need them readers, them glasses. And so I never wanted to do it because it would kind of mess up my style until I saw you all the time with the different glasses and everything. I decided I didn't want to wear any today, but I want you to know you inspire me.
Oh, look, there we go. I'm glad that my sense of style could inspire someone else, Gee. That means a lot. Well, this is really exciting for me because, you know, this is the first time you're sitting with me and you have done a lot to get to where you are. I want to start from those beginnings because I think, you know, there's sometimes a misnomer that someone popped out of nowhere or, man, how come they got this amazing opportunity? There's all of that. I hear it from me. So tell us a bit about your journey.
Well, let's see. First, I got to give love to the city of Seattle itself, right? I've been here 25 years now, and what brought me here is I was doing door-to-door sales. So sometimes people might think that, oh, this dude came out of nowhere, right? But sometimes you might just be like, wait a minute, I remember him. So somebody listening right now, you might remember. Trae, I used to do a lot of door-to-door sales, and when I first got to Seattle, and to learn about Seattle, I thought, So I came to the Central District, and on the weekends, especially Saturdays, that's be the time when I'm out and about. So whether I was on 23rd and Jackson, at the Red Apple, you know what I mean, doing those things, or more importantly, on 23rd and Union, where shout out to Earl's Cutting Style, where I'd be there on the Saturday all the time. You had, let's see, C Black on one chair, you had Norm right there in the middle, you had, and of course, Earl. And doing those things, I got to really learn and understand about what was not only what was currently going on in the city, but what has gone on in the city in the past. And so a lot of my journey and where I am today, I think started from just immersed into the culture of Seattle, right? So I can't talk about tomorrow without talking about yesterday. And so I want to really take this time to give love for that. And also, maybe you saw me selling door to door, children's toys, electronics, books, calculators. You saw me in the parking lot because it used to be the post office right there with the liquor store on the round, you know what I mean? Or maybe you saw me do that Or Trae, maybe you saw me cleaning cars at the Rose Pedal. You know what I mean? I used to clean cars at the Rose Pedal. Shout out Miss Betty, you know what I mean?
Wow. I mean, well, this is, for me, there's always this level of determination to get you to a certain position in your life, right? Like, and through all of that, you had this level of determination. Tell us about some of the things that had you really continuing in that drive in terms of being out, bringing yourself out to community. A lot of folks that are not from here find it hard to do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's funny. When at the Rose Pedal, and I would be there. So whenever I wasn't cleaning cars, I would be inside the Rose Pedal. Now in there, it was playing dominoes, and playing tongues, people getting their drink on, eating good food, talking, and all those things. But while playing tonk and all those things, I learned a lot from not just from people who are doing it, from people that used to do it. And in learning those things, I think that you just sometimes got to sit back and be humble and listen to those stories that are told. I'll say something, Trae. You asked about my determination. Sometimes I answer that in different ways, and I'm going to be truthful with you. I think a lot of us are determined. I think a lot of us are trying our best. I think so many of us work hard and do all of those things. And then it might not ever pay off though. You know what I mean? And so sometimes the easiest thing that you want to do is quit. Because I want to tell everybody something. I used to quit all the time. You know what I mean? I used to always quit. I spent my entire young adult life feeling defeated, feeling less than, you know what I mean? And it wasn't until one of those things, it almost feels like it was luck, you know what I mean? And I think that what that luck was is when I'm at the Rose Pedal and man, you should just go up there to them Seahawks over there, you know what I mean? Go clean them cars out there. And I thought, So me going out to Kirkland, Washington, Northwest College, where the Seahawks practice at, when I go there and I say, hey, I'll clean you guys' cars to show you what I can do. You know what I mean? I had no idea where that day would lead me. And so I'm just saying that to say that I think the only difference between myself and someone else is there was a little bit of luck and a little bit of favor. And I don't want to get too much with religion here on the show, you know what I mean? But a little bit of favor.
Yeah. Well, that's something that I think I definitely resonate with too, because, I'm grateful that throughout my life, doors have just opened for me. So it sounds like a door was opened here. You began to build relationships. Tell us a bit about how that transition happened for you to go from, showing what you can do with the cars to now being the game day host.
Right. Clean cars for the Seahawks for 11 years. 11 years during that time, and that's all I ever really wanted to continue doing, was to do that, and did that. Saw the team being built, saw when the Legion of Boom and all that kind of stuff happened, and all the magic and how the city responded to those things. And I think that by chance, that team was really good, right? And I got the opportunity to go over on the 710 side, the KIRO radio side, to be able to kind of share some of those stories, because it was very unique. Like, not many people can have that inside, view of what was going on with that team. And I think because of that, I was able to do that on the radio side. And then the Seattle Seahawks say, well, man, this young man is energetic. He's fun. Maybe we can give him an opportunity to maybe kind of host some of our different fan engagement events and things. And so when it started with that, it just kind of went from there.
Well, your talent definitely shines through, and that's one of the things that I'm sure they were able to grip a hold of.
Yeah.
But you're talking about KIRO Newsradio. I mean, this is huge.
Yeah.
Being able to take your experiences there. Tell us a bit about the show that you and Ursula have, and also your co-host.
No doubt, no doubt. So after a while of doing the sports, I decided that talking about sports every day, that's not really my thing. I would kind of want to talk about what's going on in our community, right? And what better way to do that? And so going over on the news side of things, talking about the homelessness crisis, the drug crisis, and all of the different things that really impact us, these are the things that I wanted to talk about. But I want to talk about them in a way. First of all, let me just give credit. Nobody is talking about the stories. I want to be real clear. Nobody's talking about the stories in this community the way Converge Media is doing it. Even though I work for KIRO, you know what I mean? No doubt about it. But a lot of these stories, a lot of these times when you want to get into it, like when your grandmama sit you down, no, baby, I want to know the real thing that's going on. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So what you guys are doing is incredible. But back to what I'm doing, I think doing the show with Ursula is when we are talking about these stories, I'm grateful to be able to talk about it in a way that has not been popular, right? So KIRO Newsradio, in 80 plus years of it being on the air, is the first time that a Black radio host, right, has been on prime time. I'm grateful for that, number one, and I'm also able to share. It is a blessing to be able to do that, right? It's a blessing, but it's also an understanding that when people hear me talk, they're not used to hearing these stories being talked about. So if you're gonna talk about today, hold up, you gotta talk about how did we get here, right? So everything that's happening right now, there's a story, right? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years ago, right? This didn't just happen, right? The homelessness crisis that we are seeing today, oh, well, what happened? Oh, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, well, this is important because historical context does get lost oftentimes. So I really appreciate you doing that and bringing that flair to it. Tell us about y'all's personalities and how they balance each other out on the show.
Ursula is, first of all, very well respected. She's been doing this 36 years on the news side of things. Very well respected. Everybody knows who Ursula Reutein is. And me, I'm the wild card, you know what I mean? I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna say it how I wanna say it. I might not say it to you. You know how sometimes, look, we code switch sometimes, right? So we get in certain places, you know what I mean? We gonna kind of talk right. I don't do that no more. I'm gonna talk how I wanna talk. And this is how I talk on the radio. I talk on the radio this way. I'm gonna talk with Trae this way. I'm gonna talk at home this way. I'm gonna talk to your mama house like this. That's how I'm gonna do it. So my style is I'm gonna be me, and Ursula, she's gonna be the professional in the news, and she gets it right, and she crosses T's and dots I's, and that's needed.
Yeah.
But we balance each other out so well, and it's a beautiful yin and yang.
Well, it sounds like it. And before I let you go, I gotta understand a typical, game, right?
Yeah.
If you're there as the game, tell us more about what that entails.
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, I'm a big fan, right? Like, first and foremost, I'm a Seahawks fan. As you can see, I'm a Mariner fan. I'm rocking the Mariners today. I'm a big fan first. And I think that's important because I'm a fan, I enjoy what I do. You know, Trae, I show up morning of, early in the morning. So if it's a 1:15 kick, you know what I mean? I'm there at the stadium at 8 o'clock in the morning, rehearsals and all that kind of good stuff, the magic. And then the fans come in, they get to come in 3 hours before the game starts. And so you talk, it's more of a party, you know, people eating and drinking and all the different, things that's going on. And I'm telling you, hey, over here is great and over here is fantastic. So, you know what? I would love to make it sound like I do a lot. I just have a lot of fun, Trae. That's it. That's what I do. It's just a structured amount of fun on one day.
Well, there we go. And it's needed. It's definitely needed because, the fans are there to celebrate the game. Yeah. Also, they're always hoping for a win, right?
No doubt.
But if they don't get it, they still have that good time thanks to you. I just want to thank you for your level of commitment, to go through all of these years of all of the different different things you were doing to get you to where you are today, where we all get to experience your greatness in the ways that we do, G. Of course, if folks are trying to listen to you, G and Ursula, please look right here in this camera and let them know how they connect.
KIRO Newsradio. You can definitely download the app. And when you're in your car, 97.3 FM. Or you can just follow me, The Journey, G Scott. But I don't like to promote myself. I just want to promote what you guys are doing, right? Like, I just love everything that Converge is doing. Omari and everybody and Trae, love it, bass. Oh, yeah, man, look. I'm a fan, y'all. I really be paying attention. You got me on the lenses, I'm telling you.
Well, there it is from G. Scott Sr. himself. Thank you so much for being with me, G.
You got it.
Y'all, you know, I love to be able to inspire. You know, I'm always getting the inspiration here, so it's good to hear when I get to do some things that are inspiring others. And up next, we got my brother, DJ Topsin, aka Blendiana Jones, in the building. He's going to be telling us about how he continues to use music to inspire y'all out there. Stay tuned right after this short break. You're watching The Day with Trae.
You see that will save us and elevate us. It requires for us to see the God in each one of us. I've written about over 50 books in the past 50 years.
Wow.
You see that? On different topics. You see that? Every single function, biological, mental, psychological, spiritual, physical, chemical, everything is on a clock. And that clock is part of what maintains order.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, y'all, is my big brother, DJ Topsin, a.k.a. Blendiana Jones. What's up?
How you doing, Trae?
I'm so good, and it's so great to be with you again.
It's great to be back.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. I mean, you know, you are always one of my go-tos when I'm thinking of DJs, and I love that you have been so consistent. You're a known name out here. Tell us how things have been going since the last time we checked in.
Not too badly. It's been a bit of a dip, and I'm sort of pivoting and adding some things to my repertoire. You know, music related, a little more on the marketing side, as far as like how I promote myself, and even kind of digging a little deeper into just kind of promoting with myself with intention. I mean, kind of wrapping my brain around like the science of social media. You know, a lot of times even that can kind of be frustrating, where it's just so much of a flood, and a lot of people say you're like chasing an algorithm trying to figure out what works. But I've been fortunate enough to have had a couple of viral, semi-viral moments with like live blends and whatnot. Like a couple of my Victoria Monet remixes kind of went up, and I'm learning what makes that kind of content engaging more intentionally, and I've been able to you know, not only boost my kind of profile, but lend that to other people. I've gotten a lot of commentary, like, Top, you know, you're like commenting about how I kind of put together my media, and I'm like, this is actually a skill that doesn't always have to be like something I do automatically just for the betterment of a kick. I can actually partition that as a service that I can, you know, provide. And, you know, now everybody's kind of turned into a content provider, or, you know, or a content creator. You know, that's the title out here, but it is a pointed skill set, and I'm just kind of leaning more into that.
Well, it's good to hear this, because like, you know, you were already doing it, right? And that's the thing, is that you were already doing it. And now there's a recognition of people being like, wait a minute, can you do that over here? Can you do that over there? So you're thinking about more corporate and more, you know, kind of clientele based outside of just DJing. Tell us how you're planning on kind of building this out as a great addition to what you do.
I deal with like feedback too, you know, there's certain clientele that will look at like your social media and kind of finally treat you like how you present yourself. You know, there was a client I had last year that was like, oh my goodness, like I can't even believe like you're available. Like it was a wedding client. Like they inquired and we met and they were just like, oh my God, yeah, you just did Carnegie Hall and you just did all these things. And they were like, I can't even believe that you're available. And it kind of feels good to kind of be treated like you want to present yourself. And a lot of times, like I said, with the social media thing, it's kind of separate your ego from it all, because you're just kind of always concerned about presenting yourself a certain way. And sometimes it's like, man, I don't even want to, you know, I don't even want to make this post, you know, like who else, as far as like if you're at a club sort of a situation, like who else, what kind of job, what other job does someone have to post every time that they go into their job? And you know, and even now, sometimes I don't post everything because, you know, you could mention in a story and, you know, kind of be a little more sly with it. But just sort of leveraging the significant things, accomplishments that I've had and done and places I've been, and even in addition to that, traveling a bit more. Seattle's always home base, but I'm severely overdue with taking my talents on the road. I have allies in all types of areas, domestically and internationally, and it's just a bit overdue for me to pull up and do my thing there.
I'm so excited for you, Thomas. Absolutely. Well, I'll say this too. I mean, DJing is a real art form, and you're one of the DJs who really let me see that it wasn't just about playing one song after another. I mean, there is a vibe that's being created throughout that, you know, live playlist before us. And it's also, I think, about this kind of balancing of energy and how you work the crowd. But your blends, you know, I'm such a huge fan of them.
I appreciate it.
That is like such a unique thing that you bring. And I know there's probably other DJs who do similar things, but tell us more about how you utilize your ear for music and tone to really make that happen.
I think what separates me is, well, I'm not the only DJ in the world, and I'm not the only DJ that, you know, came up with vinyl and what have you, but I do know that I'm particular in my approach. I was even actually listening to some old mixtapes of mine that I'm digitizing and will be offering for digital download on my website. I have my whole catalog digitized, but there's one I came across that I hadn't. I was like, wow, I really was in a harmonic zone even when it was just records. Because now with technology, you know, you can almost assign a note to any song. Like you can be mixing two songs and it could be off by a note, and you can just switch a dial to change the key to another note. And that's, you know, there's utility in that, but there's magic in finding it naturally. And that's what I have been doing since I started. Like the discovery portion is where my particular magic lies. And, you know, if once you find these pairings that, like you don't have to doctor them much, you know, like if have a song and another song and I don't have to make one faster or too much faster than its original speed. Like if you can use both sources as close to the original speed, when you find those mixes, it hits the public even harder, because in their DNA, they might not be even extra musical, but it's like, wow, you totally repurposed this thing, and it fits so well. And when it fits so well, it feels really good. I actually DJ'd last night at the Revelry Room in West Seattle, and like I've been saying recently, it's kind of a catchphrase, like I was in my bag. I was in my bolsa like I'm supposed to. And just seeing how the crowd reacts to things that you feel are special when it hits them and they're looking at you and they're like, this guy, what the heck? And that's, you know, and they're coming up later and like, man, you did the thing. And I'm like, that's what I love. And it's not even just the ego thing. It's like it's a magic spreading thing, because we are playing with people's emotions and your memory banks and all these the synapses and pieces of your brain and memories. And when you can send someone on their way with like an experience that they're just like, man, that's when I feel the most utility. And I was even talking about the couple that was kind of excited to have me book me. And weddings are a nice weddings particularly are a nice place to do that as well. I mean, you're working with a couple and their priorities, but even that particular couple, they were like the perfect one, because they were like, we have a couple of songs, but we want you to do you. We want you to do your Blendiana thing. So really leaning into marketing Blendiana as more of a verb, or it's an action verb. Like you have been Blendiana'd, and that kind of a thing, and really milking and putting pressure on the ways I try to be a one of one.
Well, this is something for me that, 4 years ago, I was like really experiencing, because, you are someone who's right here on the wall. You were like a A1 from day one, as Bill says. And, you were coming through with your whole DJ set in one of our very first studios at Black Dot Underground. And you were getting the virtual crowd right back then.
With the tip jar.
With the tip jar. And so you would come in and do all of your amazing blends. So I love that I got to experience it that way. But I love hearing this about how you're growing. Carnegie Hall is a big deal. It's such a big deal. And I love that folks are finding you because of you putting your works out there. Before I let you go, Tom, I gotta give you an opportunity to make sure folks know how to book you for some of these new additional services. How do they connect with you?
Well, email address is just blendianajones@gmail.com. What's easiest for most folks is like kind of hit me in the DM as my website is being constructed. So for now, you can hit me at Topsinstagram, which is my Instagram. Connotative as everything I do. So Topspin and Instagram smashed together as a word. Topspinstagram. Just shoot me a DM, and that's a good place too, because you can get a sense of what it sounds like, what it looks like, and we can take it from there.
DJ Topsin, aka Blendiana Jones. Always a pleasure, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, I'm gonna wrap up all of this amazing, magical Monday moments and action and energy right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Humani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Humani here. I'll see you guys in a few.
You see that will save us and elevate us. It requires for us to see the God in each one of us. I've written about over 50 books in the past 50 years.
Wow.
You see that? On different topics. You see that? Every single function, biological, mental, psychological, spiritual, physical, chemical, everything is on a clock. And that clock is part of what maintains order.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. What a magnificent, magical Monday. You heard it right there, because even DJ Topsin, a.k.a. Blendiana Jones himself, said that there is magic in what he does. And clearly, with the inspiring story that G. Scott Sr. gave us about his journey of being at the, a rose petal and, cleaning the cars for the Seahawks, and now having this opportunity to be a host on radio for KIRO Newsradio and also be the game day host for the Seahawks. It's just a huge honor to have both of them on the Day with Trae to start my week off with you all. I want you to be inspired as much as I was, because no matter what it is, DJ Topsin has been doing this for years and really finding his own tone and his own lane in the major world of DJing is inspiration as well. So take this inspiration in, y'all. Both of them shared something that you can kind of find yourself in, which is so beautiful about the stories we love to uplift here on the Day with Trae. So be inspired, because you too can be a part of the solution in any way that makes sense for you and resonates with the waters of your body. Y'all, I'm so glad you're joining me this week. Of course, for me, until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.